Good morning. Today we are going to talk about block 12 of class 8, that is squares of numbers. What is square? Square is a four-sided polygon. Square is a four-sided polygon. If I'll say what will be the area of this square if side is 2 meter. If this side is 2 meter, what will be the area? The area of the square will be side multiplied by side. That is 2 meter multiplied by 2 meter, 4 meter square. This is the area of square. Area of square. Now let's find the area of square when the side is 3 and 3 units. Let it be 3 units only. 3 units, this will be 3. Then area will be 3 multiplied by 3, 9 square units. Right? Whatever the unit will be. If the side of the square is 4, then area will be 4 multiplied by 4 square units. Right? If I'll say you have to represent this number in the form of exponents. You know exponents, right? How we are going to represent this number as an exponent? 3 square. How I'm going to represent this? 4 square. 4 multiplied by 4 2 times. 3 multiplied by 3 2 times. Right? If the side will be 5, 25, then the exponential form will be 5 square. What do you observe over here? That the power remains same. The power throughout remains same here, 2, 2 and 2. And the base is continuously changing according to the question. Right? So this is called the square of any number. What are the square numbers? If a number multiplied by itself becomes its square. See, 3 was the number. If 3 is going to multiply with 3 itself, then 9 is the square of 3. 4 is going to multiply with 4, then it becomes 16. That is the square of 4. Similarly, 5 ka square is 25. Basically, the area of square is the square numbers. Right? Area of square also we are finding with the same way. And the square of the numbers also we are finding with the same way. What will happen if the square of negative number? If I have to find the square of a negative number, how I am going to find that? Minus 5 square. Square number means what? Square number means minus 5 multiplied by minus 5. Right? 5 5s are 25, minus minus plus. Doesn't matter whether it's a square of 5 or the square of minus 5. Answer will be same 25. Answer will be same 25. Is that clear? The square of 5 is also 25. Square of minus 5 is also 25. What is a perfect square number? Any number that can be represented by, we can say, multiplication of the same number 2 times. Suppose 25. Is 25 a perfect square? Yes, it can be represented as 5 multiplied by 5. Same numbers. So 25 is a perfect square. What about 24? See, if I will find the factors of 24, see, these are the factors of 24. None of them are repeating 2 multiplied by 2 if it was there. Then it can be 3 and 8, 4 and 6. No two numbers are repeating itself. So 24 is not a perfect square, but 25 is a perfect square. Because we can represent 25 as product of the same number. Product of the number itself. Right? Is that clear? Now, what happens? What will happen if we have to find the square of a bigger number? Here we are going to multiply 5 with 5, 3 with 3, 4 with 4, right? But if I have to find the square of a bigger number, suppose 42, how am I going to find that? There is a property which we are going to use. A plus B whole square. that is a square plus 2ab plus b square. 42 ka square I have to find, right? What I'll be doing over here, instead of 42 I'm writing 40 plus 2. I'm extending it. I'll be writing 40 plus 2 ka whole square, right? So instead of a I'll be writing 40 ka square. Instead of b I'll writing 2 ka square, right? 40 ka square, 2 ka square, and in between I have to write 2 times a into b. 2 times 40 and 2 also. If I solve this, see, whenever you are framing the square of something like this, right? If we know the square of 4, that is 16. We know the square of 4 is 16, right? I'll write 16. 0 is there. When we'll square the 0, the number of zeros become double. Here is only 1 0, but in its square it will be 2 zeros. If there is 1 0 in the number, in the square we have 2 zeros. If there are 2 zeros in the number, in the square of that number we'll have 4 zeros. The number of square zeros become double. Now 2 2s are 4. Square means 2 multiplied by 2. 40 ka square is 1600. 2 ka square is 4. Now multiply this. 160. Now add them up together. Answer is 1764. Answer is 1764. Right? This is the way you are going to represent a particular number in its square form. Let's take one more example. Any number, say 32. 30 plus 2. Right? Or you can say 36, right? This time we'll be going to take the square of 36, right? Instead of a, I'll write 30 ka square, then 6 ka square. In between, I'll be writing 2 times 30 and 6, right? 3 ka square, we know 3 3s are 9. There is 1 0, I'll write 2 zeros in the square. 6 ka square, we know 6 6 are 36. 6 multiplied by 6 is 36. Now calculate this. Now add them up. The answer will be 1296. 1296. This is the method to find the squares of a given number when the number is little big. Right? If the number is up to 10, then you have to memorize it. It's very easy. Let me write all the numbers. One ka square, 2 ka square, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Square means multiplication of the number by itself. So I can write 1 by 1, 2 multiply 2, 3 multiply 3, 4 multiply 4, 5 multiply 5, 6 multiply 6, 7 multiply 7, 8 multiply 8, 9 multiply 9, 10 multiply 10. 1 ka square 1, 2 ka square 4, 3 ka square 9, 4 ka 16, 25, 36, 49, 81 and 100. Now see over here. There is some pattern following over here. Let's check the even numbers. The square of even number is always even. 2 ka square 4, 4 ka square 16, 6 ka square 36, 8 ka square 64, 10 ka square 100. If the number is even, the square is also even. Same as with the odd numbers. Let's see with the odd numbers. Here 1 square 1, 3 square 9, odd again. This is also odd because it's the square of 5. 49 is an odd number because square of 7, and so on. So first property which we have learnt now is the square of even number becomes always even and the square of odd number will be always odd, right? Now have a look over here. There are few more interesting things which we should know about it, right? Here comes the unit digit 1 and here also the unit digit 1, right? Here the unit digit is 4. Here also the unit digit is 4. What I'm trying to say, if the unit digit in the number is 1 or 9, the unit digit in square number, unit digit in number and unit digit in square number will be 1. If the unit digit is 2 or 8, if the number ends with 2 and the number ends with 8, that number's square will for sure going to end with 4. Because 2 ka square 4, right? If the number is 3, see the unit digit here and here matching, right? If the number is 3 and 7, if the number ends with 3 or the number's unit digit is 7, always their square's unit digit will be 9. 4 and 6, if the number ends up with 4, if any number ends up with 6, their square will be ending up with 6 also, right? If it ends up with 5, the answer will be 5. If it ends with 0, it will be 0. So this is the pattern. This is the pattern what we have observed. What we have observed from this pattern, that if we know the unit digit of a number, suppose I'll write a question, see 281, the unit digit is 1. What will be the unit digit of the square of this number? I don't need to find out the whole square. I don't need to calculate everything. I just have to tell what will be the unit digit of this square. It's 1, the answer will be 1. Right? The unit digit will be 1. Right? If it will be 2, 3, 5. As we know, if the number ends up with 5, the square also ends up with 5. The unit digit of the square number will be 5. Something before it, but ends up with 5. Similarly, if it ends up with 6, then the unit digit of a square, if I'll square it and find the unit digit will be 6. So this is how we are going to find out the unit digit of the squares. Observe a pattern in here. 1 plus 9, 10, 2 plus 8, 10, 3 plus 7, 10, 4 plus 6, 10. That means if we know one number, we automatically can learn the another number by subtracting it from 10. If I know that 2 ka square is 4, then what will be the other number whose square will be 4? 10 minus 2, 8. So this is the quick tricks which you can learn how to memorize these things. Right? Now, in the square numbers, the unit digit of square numbers, we have 1, but we don't have 2. We don't have 2 entirely. See here, from 1 to 10 we have written. There is no number who's having 2 as their unit digit. We have 4, but we don't have 3. 5 we have, 6 we don't have 7. And we don't have 8 also. Then we have 9 and we have 0 also. So any number which is going to end with 2, 3, 7, 8 can never be a perfect square. Can never be a perfect square. Suppose the question will come. Is 343 a perfect square? Is 343 a perfect square? No. Because it's ending up with a 3. So it can never be a perfect square. Right? If the number is, can it be a perfect square? No. The number is ending up with a unit digit 7. That is not possible to being a perfect square. For being a perfect square, we should have 1, 4, 9, 6, 5 or 0 as their unit place. Right? Now, we are talking about the perfect square. We are talking about the square numbers. What will be, how many non-perfect square lies between 3 ka square and 4 ka square? See, it's a very important question. We know Perfect square and perfect square numbers you are aware about now. But we have to deal with the non-perfect square numbers. How many numbers exist between 3 ka square and 4? See, we know 3 ka square and 4 ka square. These are the two consecutive numbers, 3 and 4. The consecutive means next to each other, right? So 3 and 4 are consecutive to each other. 3 ka square, 9. 4 ka square, 16. How many numbers lies in between? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. 6 numbers. See, it was easy to calculate. It was easy to count when the numbers are small. What if the numbers are big enough? How we are going to calculate the non-perfect square numbers between the two consecutive squares? Suppose I'll take 35 ka square and 36 ka square. These are the two consecutive numbers. How many non-perfect square numbers are there in between? So there is a formula. See, this is n, this is n, and this is n plus 1. n plus 1. If I take n ka square and n plus 1 ka square, how many numbers I got? 2 times n. 2 times 3, 6. Right? So, the smaller number becomes n over here. This number is n plus 1. If we are talking about their squares, then how many numbers are there in between? Non-perfect squares, 2n. That is 2 times 35. 2 times the smaller number. That is 70. There are total 70 numbers which are non-perfect squares and that lies in between. Is that clear to you now? What we have done in this chapter till now, we have done what is square, what are the perfect square numbers, how to calculate the squares of a number, whether it's small, whether it's big, what is the relation between the squares of an even number and of the odd number, what is the relation between the unit digit of a number and the unit digit of the square number, right? So this is all we have done in the first two parts of the chapter. We'll be continuing in the next video. Thank you and have a wonderful day.